Alright guys, so we've kind of mapped out a lot of the Cave of Deist. We've gone through the right side of it, which got us the pendant, the left side, which got us some treasure, and we're just continuing through. So we got a little bit more items, we got a lot of cottages. They're about 5,000 gil a piece, so we definitely invested in those, and I think we're ready. We didn't really invest in a lot of items to heal, but I'm not too worried about that because we have magic. We'll see if we get punished for it, but I'm not too concerned. But yeah, so right now we're going through the middle staircase, because like I said, we went through the right one, we went through the left one, and the middle one is probably going to be the one that gets us to the spring we need to be at. We also got some weapons and stuff we equipped on our party. Mostly we equipped weapons we already had that we got in the Caves of Deist and the previous dungeon before this, but we kind of just balanced out everyone's equipment to give them a better chance at kind of surviving. But yeah, we got Flambeau on Maria, so she's no longer going to be doing like darkness or anything, but she's going to be doing a lot more damage. And then we equipped, I believe, a Mithril Blade on Leela, whatever you want to call her. So she's going to be doing more damage too. Basically, everyone's going to be doing more damage. That's the main takeaway, which is really, really good. Obviously, that's one of the biggest things we need to be doing when we face these tougher enemies. Yeah, 800 damage. It could be just because it's fire. It could be that that's the reason, but 800, it's so good. Maria's actually turning out to be one of our better party members. She might be the best with this bow because she's got a ton of HP. She has the most MP, and she has an insane amount of attack. Like, it's just getting like better and better over and over as we progress through. So that is interesting. It's funny because that kind of happened in Final Fantasy 1 with our mages. Like, our black mages were the best, and then they took more of a supporting role when our monk became just incredibly strong. And he was the monk in Final Fantasy 1. He was never bad per se, but like he became exponentially better over time, in a very noticeable way as we supported him more. I mean, I think, what was it, the final boss we 2-hit? Like, we hit him once with Orin, and then once again, and then it was just that was the game. Like, it was nuts. So we're gonna be seeing that a little bit, maybe in this series as well. It really just depends on like how it progresses, what weapons we get, and because there's not a limit to what weapons we use, it's a lot less, like, I don't know how to phrase it. It's a lot less restricted in how we level up players. So potentially we could morph another player into being like our top tier, like #1 person. Okay, his HP increase, a lot of HP increases. I mean, everyone got their HP increased, but they all took quite a bit of damage as well, which is why we see that. So we're gonna keep on going. Gotta remember, I think it's down here. Yeah. I was gonna say, I gotta remember like which direction, and then we haven't explored this area. After this fight, we do need to heal. Okay, Leela's dead. That's good to see. I don't necessarily want to kill the Hilgigas without reviving, but we may, just out of, I guess, bad luck, if anything. Okay, this is looking good. This is looking good. As long as Leela doesn't immediately get killed. Alright. And that should up her HP. And that's definitely something we want to see. I mentioned it in the last video, but it's funny because like all of our like guest party members lag behind. Because what ends up happening is, oh wow, we're actually, maybe we have too much HP. But what ends up happening is they come in with like 100 HP and we've got like thousands, and then they just like, you know, they've got to they got to get on our level. I'm starting to regret my lack of purchase of high potions. I'm thinking maybe I should have done that, because we are actually kind of reducing the amount of MP we have very rapidly. Maybe this is just a knockout? Okay, that was definitely a lot of hopeful thinking. Alright, that should be it. You just gotta mash X and kill this Gigas, right? He is actually gonna survive there, because the amount of HP that's increased over the fights we've done, so that is good to see. And that's gonna end the fight, so even more HP increases. It's just, you know, the slow grind, really. Titan's gloves, Titan's helm, those are actually really, really useful weapons, or sorry, equipment that we could use. Like I said, we're burning materials pretty quickly, but I don't know if that's a bad thing yet. We'll see. I mean, these Gigases, they're tough. We might have to actually warp out of here again and then use a cottage. It's not a big deal if we have to. I thought that our warp only brought us to the one floor up, but it seems that we've been able to actually warp to the out of the dungeon. So if that's the case, it's not a big deal. Like, it's fine, and we fully heal, and because we're only using our MP and stuff, we don't actually lose any resources that we purchased. So we basically start from where we initially began, except we have items from the dungeon, we have places we don't need to explore, and we have a better level. So that's kind of the benefit to, like, exploring as much as we can in the dungeon, warping out, healing up, and, you know, slowly grinding through it. It's kind of like a methodical thing. But yeah, we will need to double check our items real quick, because we have maxed out the amount we can use. I think, should I, that's the question, like, should I start equipping things on Maria? I think so. Okay, so Sort didn't really do anything. I was thinking maybe, like, we had potions to use. It's not a big deal. What we can do is we can still, like, see if we can teach anyone any magic. I just don't want to get, like, a really useful item and then have to, like, throw it away or anything. And I guess arguably we wouldn't have to. Like, we could always, like, swap. Vanish. Exciting. So we've explored third floor upper right. Now we're going to explore more westward. Oh, Revenants. These are actually tough. They actually do deal a lot of damage. I think the thing is the game banks on them healing themselves, but because we're one-hitting them, it's actually not a big deal. Like, we generally take the hit and then we hit them, and then it's just game over for them. So it's not as tough as a fight as it could be. I should have known that was coming. I was like, I figured something would happen. Question is, can we warp? We can. That's good. If we can't warp out of here, then it's like a very precarious situation, to say the least. So Northwest first. We'll see what's going on here. The Ogre Chieftains aren't too bad, and when we get these first hits, we're able to knock out so many of their party that it's not a super threatening situation. Dude, look at this. Look at how much level up we've gotten just in this dungeon alone. We started with Maria under 1,000 HP. She had like 900 something, and she's already got 1,400. Like it's just astounding how much we've increased our level. It's definitely good to see. The one thing we could increase a little bit more is our MP, so that might be something we need to consider. So we got a Wing Blade and an Ice Scroll, and we are maxed out on items. Have we been here before? I feel like we have. I feel like this is where the second staircase, or sorry, the first staircase was. Like, I think this is gonna lead to 4-5 and nothing useful. This is interesting. Alright, well, they're doing all the magic damage. I don't know, the Howlers don't really worry me too much. Like, they generally don't deal too much damage, so there's not much to worry about. Yeah, so this looks exactly like what we've previously seen. I'm gonna continue down this pathway, but I think we're here last video, so I don't think there's anything to see here. Worst case scenario, I continue, I don't see anything, and then I just warp out. Like, no harm, no foul kind of thing. We don't need blink. Well, actually, no, we're just done. Nope. Okay. It's gotta ask me like that confirmation of like, are you sure, man? Yeah, this is the exact same pathway we were down before. There's nothing to see here. We do get dealt some magic damage. That should increase our magic defense a little bit. Obviously not immediately, but it should add to like the overall, I guess, experience we have for it. I believe that's how it works. So like, the more we take damage from something, the more it increases. And I think there's probably like some experience portion we can't see of that. I feel like there should be. There's something, you know. Oh, that's mean. There's so much good stuff. Alright, we're just gonna, like, sacrifice our antidotes. I don't care about them. The main benefit to taking these items is selling them. They're very valuable to sell, and we get a lot of gil if we do that. So let's warp out of here. Let's dip out of this area. We might not warp out all the way. I'm wondering if it's dependent on my HP. I guess we do warp out all the way. Alright, so the next thing, we're gonna heal up a bunch. Then we're gonna burn our cottage. I guess sleep in the cottage. Whatever you want to call it, right? And then we're just gonna go back down. I feel like the middle pathway is where we're supposed to go, but it throws us down that kind of trap initially just to make us suffer a little bit. Makes us explore. Deist Cave Part 2, right? This is another delve down. Spelunk. Is it spelunking when you cave dive? I think that's the terminology, right? That makes sense to me. This is like the thing where I'm trying to figure out if it's my imagination or not, but it feels like these fights are getting much, much easier as we go along. Like, I remember the Gigas is hidden for like hundreds of damage, and now it feels like we're not one-tapping them, but we're definitely killing them in like one turn cycle for our party. But yeah, let's continue the exploration. You know, keep on fighting through the hordes of evil in this cave. Oh wow. Layla doing all the damage. Very good, most likely temporary member of this party, but you know, so we'll take the help when we get it. It is interesting, there's been very few moments in this game where we've been a three-party team. Like in general, it always gives us a fourth member. Like in the interim. Like we make it to Altair the first time, we wake up, we have three party members, we figure it out, then we leave and we get fourth. Mindu for a while. Then we get Joseph, right? And then we get Gordon. And then, wait, is this gonna fall? I was looking at the floor and I was thinking maybe it was like gonna drop me somewhere. But yeah, the game definitely has like a format they follow when it comes to party members. So like I said, I don't think Leela's the final one, but we might have her for some time. It's interesting what will happen. I wonder if she'll like die or something, or if she just takes her ship and leaves us. There's a few possibilities, right? All the fire, man. All the fire. They definitely don't do as much damage as I expected them to. When I first saw them, I thought like we were done for, but they definitely aren't doing too much. They're kind of like they don't necessarily take us out, but they're kind of just the like to whittle our party down, if anything. I think they do help with Leela getting HP up though. It's kind of a controlled way to get it decreased HP. Yeah, we're gonna go down here, back to the third floor already, and one of the biggest benefits here, as you can tell, is we haven't really used any of our MP yet. So like we're on the third floor, and before this, we had burned all our MP to do this, right? We had burned all our MP to get to this point, and that's not the case anymore. Now I'm gonna try again. If I fall down, I'm not sure what to do. Like that's. I feel like my character would remember this happened and we would jump automatically. Like it would auto jump. But I don't know if the game would let me do that. You know, it's this weird scenario for sure. Yeah, the game really hasn't introduced the idea of jumping, so it'll be tough to see what happens. If this doesn't work, what's the next step? It drops us again. Drops us again. Is there anything here that matters? I don't think so. Sorry, that's a very repetitive, but I'm not really sure what the game wants me to do. I'm trying to think, like, what's the... Is there anything I haven't explored yet? I think I've explored pretty much everything. See, now I'm just speedrunning it, because I'm so used to healing up. Not a big deal, right? The main benefit is we're essentially just grinding. And we start with around 60,000 gil. before we bought all the cottages. We're up to 45,000. So we could probably afford more cottages because we've got more things to sell and all that stuff. There's a lot more resources. Alright, so I'm going to go to the third floor again. I'm going to do a little bit more exploration than I've been doing because I'm missing something. Like there's a portion of this that I'm just not getting. And it could be that I'm not supposed to go down the middle area, but I feel like there's no other option. I don't know what else the game would want me to do. Unless there's like another area on the left side staircase I need to explore. There's a few things that it could be, for sure. Either way, I know these enemies at least are not going to have a good day. We should be able to do quite a bit of damage to him. Okay, he's dead. That's so much. Like, these are not the enemies that are equipped to take us out, I feel. I guess we could arguably use magic on them. We're doing 800 damage. That's so much damage. Like this is a new level, right? Like this is like a new height of our power. Gust's endurance increase. That's good to see. Alright, well this Hill Gigas is in trouble. Mess with the wrong dude. That's gotta be it, right? Now that Maria's doing like 400 damage a pop, like these fights are getting a little bit easier. And it's just, I think it's just the weapons I equipped in all honesty. It definitely like all adds up, but the weapons especially are very useful. Let me check. I need to make sure I'm not missing anything, because it could be that I'm just going up the wrong staircase on this level. That's definitely not unheard of. That's pretty decent. Gus is actually pretty low right now, only at 217 for HP, so that's a little bit scary. Alright, so after this fight, I think we need to heal up a little bit. Arguably, we should have healed up before this fight, because we're not necessarily swimming in HP over here. Like I said, one benefit is we're doing so much damage that a lot of these fights are very quick. So there's not a lot of time for them to actually kill us or anything. And that should be it for this one. Maria's HP. Dude, it's so good and it increases so much. And it's actually like this weird like good thing but also a curse. Because we have to heal a bunch. And we run out of MP really quickly when we do that. So it's like good and bad. The most likely fix we need to implement is we need to... Oh, this looks a little bit more promising. Yeah, this looks better. Oh, my inventory's full. That's fine. What can I learn? Anything? Okay, maybe not. This is looking... That's fine. We're gonna drop an eye drop. I think I'm gonna drop an eye drop. Where do I put it? How do I... discard. Obtain Mithril Shield. That's good to see. Alright. So I started thinking, and I finally got past that trap, right? We got a little bit of experience out of it, though. We got a little bit of leveling up, just doing the same thing. And that Revenant is super dead. That's a lot of damage to deal with. Okay, this one looks, yeah, I was gonna say that bridge looks a little bit more secure. So, I mean, I think we've got 2 more levels, because from what I could see in the 5th floor, it looks like we were next to the spring, but divided by a wall. So, floor 5 should be the winner. Dude, we're zooming, though. This, I mean, starting this, this dungeon, I was worried that, like, as we go through it, this is just an absolute wipe of the opposing monsters and such. Okay, they gotta have like 2 more HP. Okay, that's, I was gonna say, that's better. More agility for Leela? It's probably Leela, I think. B4, so now this is where we have to do a little bit more exploration, because we haven't been to this portion of B4 before. B4. Something like that. Gonna take a bit of damage from fire and stuff, but nothing to really worry about. Man, we are just eating the fire. Man, this is taking a while. I was gonna say, we should hit them eventually, right? That is actually the benefit of, like, preemptive attacks here, because we know they're gonna do, like, area of effect kind of attacks on us, so if we can just eliminate that early on, we get a little bit of a benefit. Obviously, we didn't get it there because they did a lot of damage and a lot of just, you know, a lot of spell casting. But it's always something we look forward to if we can. More HP. Yeah, okay, so it is critical we increase our magic. Or specifically, sorry, our MP. That is actually a very big thing we need to increase. Inventory full. Let's burn a high potion. I hope there's a high potion in this chest. Oh, acid bottle. I'm always looking for a good acid bottle. Jeez. That's gotta be like one of the best things about like these games sometimes. Like you open up a treasure chest and you get these items, and for some reason you always have one member of your party that can identify it. Like, I understand, like, you open it and you're like, ah, it's a potion, and then, like, what, you open it, and then Leela's like, ah, that's an acid bottle. I'd recognize that anywhere. We know exactly what this is. What does acid bottle even do? I should double check to see. More HP, it's good to see. Like I said, we got to increase our MP. Big thing is because we're expending so much of it on these heals that eventually we're just going to keep on running out. And you see this MP is like we use 4 each time we cure now, so it will run out. And it's definitely something we got to consider. So B5. So now we have the joy of doors. Which door to go through. Enemy strikes first isn't great, especially because we're running a little bit low on MP. But we'll make do, right? Shouldn't be too bad. We're able to knock out one Revenant. And then I think each person of our party actually can knock out a remnant by themselves. Like if I'm seeing how much damage we're doing, so we're not necessarily out of luck in these fights any longer, where we have to have one party member just be our carry like Gus. We're able to kind of have everyone kind of fight back. Lee was still the weakest member, but not a completely lost cause, as it was previously the case. So HP increase. So we're just gonna go down doors in the order they're presented. Oh gosh, that looks like a boss. Oh no, fight? I was gonna say I'm surprised. I always expect a fight. Alright, Adamantoise, they are definitely in trouble because we got a preemptive attack here. That is never good for them, and we should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even get a hit on us. That was a open and shut case, to say the least. I like to double check all rooms. I know there was probably nothing there, but I gotta check. Oh, Gigantoad? Gigantoad? Gigantoad. That makes sense. I don't know why I said it a weird way. Alright, well, they are definitely dead. It's just Queen sleeps at a certain point, you know? Okay, now we might be in trouble. We're getting into a lot of fights, and they might not all be preemptive. Some of them might be ambushes. At least the ogre chieftains and mages aren't too bad to fight. So we're gonna keep on hammering away here, and then before we talk to our potential enemy boss, we will heal up. I hope we don't die, because that would be really embarrassing to get so far and then immediately die. Like I said, though, I think we're doing really well, and I think we're really strong, so I don't expect death necessarily. Gym with fire effect. I don't know what to make out of any of this, honestly. I'm just a little bit lost. I mean, I'm replacing the eye drops because I know they're fairly worthless, but we've got a lot of selling ahead of us. Yeah, this guy looks like some sort of mix between, like, Cerberus and a Hydra. Looks like it's got, like, a lion head and a snake head, and then it's got, it wears many hats. How's it going? Friendly? Oh, Chimera. I'm dumb. Chimera stands before the spring. Dude, what if I just show it the dragon egg? Don't you like dragons? Oh, 2 of them. They can't be that tough, right? Okay, they can be that tough. Blaze 7 is gonna be the big question of how much it deals. That's doable. Like, that's not a lot of damage actually. And I think that wipes them out. Like, that's... yeah, these Chimera are pushovers. The one thing I'm really looking forward to is when we introduce, like, stealing and stuff to Final Fantasy. I think that was a thing in Final Fantasy 1, actually, but I don't know if it's a thing here. Yeah, and that's it. Easy peasy. Come back later, Chimera. Then as is, like, the tradition with Final Fantasy 2, I think we are going to see Chimera as regular enemies later on. This is the Sacred Spring. Here's a dragon egg. The dragon egg gently sank to the spring's bottom. Cool. I believe that's all we have to do. Let's leave. Alright, and we are actually going to end it there. So we have gently placed the dragon egg in the spring. We should be good. And we are going to go talk to the last Windrake about that situation. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.